You know that feeling, right? We've all pictured it, and way too many of us have actually lived through it. Your car makes a weird noise, the lights on the dash flash, and then nothing, just silence. You're stranded. For literally decades, that awful moment was the start of a long, anxious, and super uncertain wait. Well, that's all changing. Today, we're going to look at how technology, specifically AI and instant access, is completely flipping the script on the dreaded roadside breakdown. But, before we jump into the amazing solution, let's just sit with the problem for a second. We really need to remember just how much of a nightmare getting help on the side of the road used to be. And honestly, for a lot of people, it still is. Just think about it. That horrible, sinking feeling in your gut. Your whole day is just gone. You're stuck on a busy highway, or maybe even worse, a quiet, creepy road you don't even recognize. Your first thought is, I need help. But that's exactly where the real headache usually begins. This old dance is just painfully familiar, isn't it? First, you're just scrambling through your glove box or your phone, trying to even find a number to call. Then you get to listen to that lovely hold music. If you finally get a real person on the line, you have to play this ridiculous guessing game to explain where you are. I think I'm past that big oak tree, before the weird-looking barn. And after all that, you get to the worst part, the long, totally uncertain wait, where you're just sitting there hoping someone is actually maybe on their way. Okay, so that entire miserable process, it's basically becoming a fossil. The friction, the anxiety, the waiting around, it's all being systematically engineered right out of the experience. So what's taking its place? A full-on digital revolution. We're talking about a whole new way of doing things that replaces waiting with instant action and all that confusion with crystal clear, up-to-the-minute information. Let's break down how this actually works. So how do you even begin to replace an entire system built on call centers and, let's be honest, pure guesswork? Well, you start by building a brand new, way smarter brain for the whole operation. So, meet Martina. At the very center of this new system is an AI named Martina, and this isn't some simple little chatbot. You've got to think of it more like an AI command center that is running 24/7. The magic is in how it all works together. It's always on, it can speak multiple languages, and its one and only job is to understand your problem and get your request validated in, a few seconds. Not minutes, seconds. And this, right here, is the real game changer. A human call center, they have business hours. Martina is always available. You might hit a language barrier with an operator, but Martina is multilingual. And here's the big one. Instead of waiting on hold, you get an instant response. It just goes down the list and eliminates every single bottleneck from the old way of doing things. Now, the second piece of this puzzle is just pure, beautiful simplicity. It's so clear the people who built this understood that when you're stranded and stressed out, the absolute last thing you want to do is download, install, and sign up for a new app. So they just got rid of that step completely. You just go to a website on your phone's browser. And thanks to hyper-accurate geolocation, the system knows exactly where you are, instantly. The days of trying to describe the big tree are officially over. And this number says it all. 0. That's how many apps you need. It is the definition of a frictionless experience, designed for that exact moment when you're already feeling completely overwhelmed. That intense focus on what the user is actually going through, that's what makes this so brilliant. But this isn't just a win for the person stuck on the side of the road. When you build a smarter system, it actually creates a better, more efficient world for everyone involved. Let's look at who benefits and how. The cool thing is, the benefits really do ripple out to everybody. For you, the customer, it's pretty obvious. You get help way faster, and you know exactly when it's going to get there. Now think about the tow truck drivers. So many headaches are just gone thanks to secure QR code payments. No more fumbling with cash or trying to get a spotty card machine to work on the shoulder of a highway. But you know who the biggest winner might be? The insurance companies. Automation totally slashes their operating costs. And by giving you an amazing service in a moment of crisis, they build some seriously powerful customer loyalty. So when you put all of these pieces together, you've got the smart AI, the super easy access, the benefits for the entire network, a really clear picture of the future starts to form. And it's a future that is defined by instant, intelligent help right when you need it most. Honestly, the creators of the system said it perfectly themselves. Their goal wasn't just to make things a little quicker.
It was to create a fluid and instantaneous process, one that's designed from the ground up to remove the bad emotions, that friction and anxiety from the whole experience.
And that, right there, is the most important takeaway. The real innovation here isn't just a smarter way to dispatch a tow truck, it's a complete redesign of a stressful human experience. The technology is just the tool they're using to fix a fundamentally broken, anxiety-filled moment. That's the real transformation. So that leaves us with one last pretty fascinating question to think about. This whole model, using AI and instant access to basically engineer the stress out of a broken process, it has so much potential. So what's next? You think about dealing with healthcare or navigating government websites or even just general customer service. What part of your life do you think is most overdue for its own instant revolution?